Hello there, Dan the Weatherman here. Hey, welcome to my new weather video where we look at things across New Zealand and of course the world weather, what is going on, but in a bit more detail, not just looking at some clouds and saying, oh, it's going to rain. We really break in deep and pull back the layers so you can understand what is going on. Big wide shot. Of course, we've already started to see Mother Nature knock on the door with the autumn westerlies. She's going to really start to do so over the course of the coming days. You can see lots of different swirls of some cloud. In our area as well of the world, we've got some of the westerlies really starting to sort of kick and work their way in. Coming in close, and you can see what I mean, how it looks across our section of the world. We've already had low pressure just spiraling its way in across the western parts of New Zealand. Clump of some thunderstorms there, the centre, the upper low, and then of course you see the next stuff waiting to pile its way in. This actually has the remnants of that tropical cyclone, Saroja, that got into western parts of Australia. And whenever you get that mixed in with, of course, the westerlies, it just makes Mother Nature just a bit more stirred up and a bit more like a bad hair day sort of thing. So, looking at the layers, remember that big swirl? This, of course, now is when we look at under the bonnet, so to speak. I always talk about upper level energy, and that's exactly what this is. This is a cut-off low, meaning the steering winds means that is just moving like that. It's not going to go anywhere. It's just like a big tumbleweed rotating down a dusty path. Piece of energy there, piece there, and that is going to work in. And those squeeze out the bits of energy and moisture out of the cloud. The next one coming through. But interestingly, we talked about the autumn westerlies, what is going on with the weather this week. That is a cut-off low moving through, but we're still feeling the hints of the warmer air that is sitting further north up in the Coral Sea, and particularly coming off parts of Australia from the summer. So as we run through the course of the week, instead of the cold air straight north, it more or less takes the blue, the pieces of energy, and because of a very fast jet stream, stretches them that way. All the while the warmth, the big colour of orange, stays there. So it's like a big barrier. So that prevents the jet stream from straight in. So in a nutshell, that means we're going to get windy weather, some showers, but not the real cold air just yet. It's almost like Mother Nature just sort of flicking a little bit of a stick at us and saying, I'm just testing you, sort of thing. There's the area of low pressure this week. Notice that with some blustery showers. Move up the west of the North Island through Wednesday. A breather Wednesday night. Thursday is the opening of the floodgates to the westerlies. That blue line, by the way, is about 1,000 meters for a snow level. So maybe 900 meters very briefly. But you see how it's thin? That's because it's trying to fight the warm air, and already we're back into some warmer westerlies. This could easily be perhaps temperatures upper teens to 20s to eastern parts of the country. I've mentioned those winds. Check out this. Where you see that darker purple there, those are strong to severe gales. And you can see that one little section there rotating its way up across the western parts of the North Island. That's through Wednesday. Wednesday night into Thursday, a breather, then the floodgates. Come through, and check them out down south. That squeeze there going into Friday night, early Saturday. Strong blustery westerlies to the far southland, and in particular probably the high country, easing back through Saturday. Then we get all of this, and it continues in. But notice it's not as much here, but quite a bit there. Strong blustery westerlies, Fovo Strait, southland, and parts of the far south, but it doesn't really sort of work in and penetrate too far north. So what does that mean for the weather? Wednesday, you saw that big swirly of low pressure there. That's spells of rain moving across western parts of the North Island. You catch a breather down south, and as I say, temperatures still for many eastern areas doing pretty good, easily into the 20s. That's your floodgate, or that's your change with some gusty westerlies there. Probably the snow level dropping behind that, but Thursday is just some wet and windy weather to many areas. Drier further east because, of course, all the moisture gets caught up in the Alps for much of the west coast. There's your change. Friday's probably the Friday night into Saturday is the gnarliest bit, I would say, of the week. Good spillover of some rain. That, of course, is strong to severe gales with that there. And you can see the change there with that little surge of some cool Friday into early Saturday. But you see how it's small, so it's only very, very brief. That is a spell of some rain across the North Island, already improving. And if you follow that line direction on the isobars, that's pretty mild because that air is being dragged from southern Australia. So we're still upper teens to 20s for some easterners. There'll probably be some overnights getting down to some low single figures to the interior, probably early Saturday, say in the high country. But I think for many, you aren't looking too bad. The real cold stuff is still staying south of the country. Sunday, by the way, a new front there. And check out that squeeze in the isobars. So those are some strong to severe gales. It's going to generate some decent swell to the western parts of the country, but eastern areas are dry. Into the high country, you're windy at times. Watch for that. Most of the wet weather stays across the west, and further north, you're staying otherwise dry. And we're still warm, but of course, you know what Mother Nature's like. She sits there and all of a sudden, she pulls it out and says, ta-da, surprise. So heads up for the cooler air when it slowly works its way in. So that's how it's looking for now. I'll see you guys again soon. That's the weather for now.